everybody, it's Leah and I am back with the insert portion of our tutorial. Today we are going to make a 3x10 folding card that will fit in the top portion of this smaller pocket. We are going to make a 3x6 insert that will also fit along with that folding card into the top part of this pocket. We are going to make a card that folds to 8x9, that folds down from 8x9, which will fit inside of this top pocket here. And we will also make an insert that is 4.5x6 to tuck in here. I'm not making any inserts that fit inside the front and pockets here and also here. And the reason why is because I want to save space for my cut-aparts. Most paper collections these days are coming with cut-aparts, which I really find fantastic because a couple of years ago they didn't have them and it was very frustrating. And the only people who had them were like, Pink Paisley had them, I believe, but I couldn't get Pink Paisley where I was. Graphic 45, which I also would have to order, and I'm kind of a little bit leery about ordering things that I haven't seen in my hands. Papers wanted to start, I guess, competing with Becky Higgins and Project Life because she was making these insert cards and people were shying away from and moving away from scrapbooking because it was faster to use these cards. So I guess they caught on that if they added some cut-aparts, you'd come back to paper. So I also looked through my collection to find inserts from, what was it, Project Life? Yeah, this is from a Project Life kit, and I'll get the thing out for you. It's from this baby edition for her. It's really old. I've had it sitting around. I used it for my niece's book, and you can see I paid like $5 because it was on clearance, and it had 100 cards in it, and I'm slowly weeding through them. The colors in here were perfect to go with my Citrus Bliss collection, so I was very pleased. And I went through and I just kind of indiscriminately just pulled cards that had the colors I liked. So I liked that I got a little bit of decorative, but I also have journaling space on the back of all of them. So I don't have to see my journaling. I can just shove it in the book, and then maybe I put a picture or glue for myself, because this is a book about our garden and our summer fun. I can glue like the baggies that the seeds come in, and I can glue them to that. So this was great. So I pulled a bunch of 3x4s and also some 4x6 cards. And again, I love it. I don't know that I'll glue 4x6 pictures into my book. I may add a couple, but I may also just use 4x6 pictures in my regular scrapbooking. Only because I find, oops, oh no, my light. I find that when I put 4x6 pictures into one of these books, I end up taking up so much space that I don't really have enough pictures in the book. So that's when I started printing my pictures, two each on a 4x6, and cutting them up and using smaller pictures inside of these mini albums. I made one for my husband that had like a bunch of 4x6 pictures, and I'm like, you can't put very much in here. I mean, you can put a lot, but I want to put more. So, okay, so I'm going to set these aside, but again, I just want to show you really quickly how easily they fit in here, just like that, and you get this great little spot, and you see just a little bit of decorative, and then also in the back here, that 4x6 just fits in there, and it's in there real snug. It's not coming out. And you can fit a couple of them in there. Okay, so let's set those aside and put them in my kit. Oops, that one too. Okay, so the first insert that we are going to make, we are going to cut down to 3x10. So if you are using decorative paper, let's also set these aside. We'll cut them up later, but I'll do that in my own personal time. I also chose 4 different colors of paper for my inserts for my 4 different sections, because that's just how I roll. I really enjoy scrapbooking that way. I like a certain order to things, and it helps me to put things back where I found them in my book more easily. Okay, so I'm going to set aside most of the paper. Even though the lavender paper didn't really match the colors in the collection, my best friend, it goes well with it, and my best friend just loves that color, and it is our book. So I pulled some lavender for her. Okay. We're going to cut our paper down. Again, if you have 12x12 decorative paper, you can use it the same way, and then you would just not add any more embellishments or add more paper to it. You'd be able to just decorate right on it. So, but I did the color, again, to organize myself, but also because I like to glue more to my inserts, and so I want to have something very plain so that to me, if I put a picture and it covers up all of the paper, I don't want to lose my decorative paper. Okay, so we are going to cut this paper down to 10. If you have 8.5 by 10 paper, that's great. You just cut 8.5 by 11 paper. You're just going to take 1 inch off. And then we're going to cut the card down to 3. Now, I had originally thought about doing it at 3.5, and I found that it won't fit into the pocket as nicely if I do it at that size. So, yeah, so we're gonna do 3. It would have been nice to be able to glue the 3x4 card to it, which you still can. It just fits exactly on it versus seeing a little bit of the cardstock around the outside. Okay. And then we're gonna take you can use your scoreboard if you have one. I have this little cutter from American Crafts that I'm going to use to do my scoring. And I'm going to take and score it at 5. And that's right down the middle. Punch my corners. I like punching the corners of my paper. I find that it makes it easier to get the inserts into the book. And also I feel like gives it a little bit more finished edge. Just clean up after ourselves. Clean while you work, clean while you work. You don't want to later have a desk that's like a disgusting mess and you're like, oh, I just don't want to clean. And then you have no time for crafting because you have to clean again. So now we scored it here. You want to fold backwards on that score. You don't want to fold into that little divot that you make with the scoreboard. I find that this is the best way to do it. Okay, where's my bone folder? Here we go. Take your bone folder. Fold it right there, and now we have an insert that fits beautifully right into the top here. You can distress the edges of this. You can do pretty much whatever you'd like to this, and it sticks out nicely right into the book. This one doesn't want to really go down, but that's probably because the way that I did the bottom of the card. I think we just glued it straight down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and that fits nicely in there. Okay, so the next insert we're going to make also goes in here, and that one we are going to cut at 3 by 6. So we're going to get our cutting board out again. Take our paper. Oh, actually, I didn't even, okay. Cut it to 3. Then to 6. Punch the corners. Okay. And this insert fits in here. It's easier to do from this side. And it'll fit right behind there, nice and snug. So now you have this, and you get this like 2 inserts. You can see the one behind the other. If you wanted to, you could take your envelope punch board and just punch out the corner here so that it looks like a tab. That's up to you. Okay, and then the last insert that I'm gonna make, oh, not the last, the next insert I'm gonna make is going to be an insert that is 8 by 9. So we're going to take this page, we're going to cut it down. Actually, we'll take the 8.5 paper, cut it down to 8. And then to 9. Tape on there, I'm going to take that off. I like to mark my board sometimes when I have a big project and I've got a lot of cutting to do, so you have to ignore all my washi. There we go. Take it to 9. Score it at 5.5. No, don't listen to me. 4.5. Math. 4.5. Okay. Okay. We're going to punch these again, just like we did our other ones. So in total, in order to do all of these 4 different inserts, you're going to need at least 3 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock, okay? And that's if you're using 8.5 by 11. Oh, what a mess. Okay. This booklet fits right in the top here. And it's going to stick out just enough that it shouldn't interfere with coming out of the top of my book. If you wanted to, you can make it smaller. You don't have to make it 8. You can make it 7.5. You just want to be certain you can fit a 4x6 card on there with a little bit of journaling space. Okay? Now I may cut that down because that does look a little big. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. And then the last insert is going to go in this pocket. And that insert needs to be 4.5 by 6. Actually, you know what, guys? Don't make it 4.5 by 6. Make it 4.5 by 6.5 so you can fit a photo on there. I'm going to recut mine, but I'm going to say, yeah, because you want to be able to fit a 4x6 photo on there if you'd like. So I would do this 4.5 by 6.5. This way, if you put a 4x6 photo on here, I usually try to think about those things. I don't know why I didn't think about it this time, but here we go. So if you have a 4x6 picture or 4x6, look at how nicely that fits on there, and you get that little bit around the edge. Yeah, so let's punch the corners on that. And that fits perfectly in there. And that's it. That's all the inserts that we're going to do for that. So you can see again, you have, whoop, that's a little big. Okay, so, and then out of the top of all your books, you will have, in the different colors or however you decide to do it, you'll have a page. So it won't look like just awkward. There'll be a bunch of them. So again, we have this insert card that comes out here like this. This insert here, and then the little book at the top. And you can see how this looks with a 4x6 photo on there. That gives you a lot of space for journaling, because if you cut it down a little too much, you know, you're not going to have as much space for journaling. You can take it down to 7.5. It doesn't necessarily need to be 8, but I like to have a lot of space, especially if I'm going to put a 4x6 photo here. I'm going to want a lot of space for journaling. Okay, so that's it. We are going to have another video soon, and I'm going to show you how to also make a booklet to go along with this, and we're going to make it with not just our decorative paper. We are also going to use, what did I say? File folders, okay? So take care, have a great day, and I will see you again next week. Bye.